Mysterious tale of the most brutal female killer of all time. Is she really threatening to take people to the other world, even after her death? Don't miss out. A dead woman's spirit will come to say what she wants from the living. You are watching Psychic Investigations, a channel for true stories. Here, people who call themselves clairvoyants solve resonant criminal cases and unravel bizarre mystical riddles using their extraordinary abilities. In this episode, Renata Stiefel, a young singer from the Transcarpathia, approached the psychics, asking them for help. Recently, the young woman's life has become hell, and it all started with the nightmare Renata had a few months ago.
I saw a white woman holding her hands like this.
When she woke up in the morning, the singer found she lost her voice. She couldn't speak, let alone sing.
It was the day of the Eurovision National Selection Final. I had to appear on stage and sing really well. I was given some very powerful injections, so I could sing at least somehow.
Since then, terrible things have been happening to Girl all the time.
I was performing at a large concert hall, and in the middle of a song, a large projector fell next to me. It was a big thing of about 20 kilograms. If I had been one step to the right from where I was standing, it would have killed me.
As the time passed, the things grew even worse. A few days later, she was hit by a motorcycle.
I was crossing the road at a crossing and feeling something hit my legs, and that was it. Then I fainted.
Before every incident that puts her life in danger, Renata sees the same nightmare with the woman in white holding to her throat.
I want to ask the psychics to help me understand what is going on with me and why every time I have this dream, I always find myself in danger.
The strongest psychics of our project, Yaroslava Fedorova and Rubina Cybulska, answered Renata's call for help.
My grandpa's spirit visited me last night. He said something completely weird. First, he told me the dog wasn't what it seemed to be. Then he said, "Look for the mirror circle." But worst of all, he said was, "If you blame the innocent, wait for stones from the sky."
The psychics go to see Renata to try to make sense of it.
Come in, please.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm really happy to see you here. I'm always having the same dream, after which I either can't sing or find myself in dangerous situations.
Renata, behind you I see something like
Like a sphere. Energy in the shape of a sphere. And it's transforming all the time.
Is it something bad?
Spirits may come in various shapes, as translucent silhouettes, spheres, fog, or any other forms.
Renata takes the psychics to her bedroom so they can tune in.
Oh, children's toys.
Yes. My fans give me toys as presents.
All right. And what is this?
A young woman gave it to me after a concert.
Give me the dog. Do you have scissors?
Why?
I don't like what's inside it. It's something bad. What did my grandpa say? The dog isn't what it seems to be. Wow, what a surprise.
What is this?
A needle and a thread.
a charm.
How could she? I slept next to this toy.
You take a needle and a thread and bury it in a grave for 10 days. Then you hide it in somebody's possession to take away their health and strength.
Could this charm be responsible for the things that are happening to Renata?
We've got to get rid of it.
Let's go burn it.
Something holds me here.
Rubina Cybulska checks Renata's bedroom with her magic mirror. But it suddenly slips out of her hands and shatters.
Yaroslava, over here, quick.
What is this?
When I started checking it with the mirror, it broke. That woman's spirit. She extended her hands towards me. I thought she was going to strangle me, but she pointed at something.
Where?
This corner.
What's this?
An ordinary disc with a record of me and my friends riding motorcycles.
A mirror circle. That's what Grandpa told me last night. Look for the mirror circle. Put it on, please.
Look, here, it's behind her. Look, this is the woman.
There is really a translucent silhouette in Renata's video.
It can't be. I really see a woman's image in the sunbeams.
Wait, where was it? Where is this place?
It's a 5-minute drive from here.
Let's go there.
The video in which the psychics saw the strange silhouette was filmed in the village of Nevytsky.
This is it. It's the place from the video.
I see a young man who died. He lost control of his car.
The locals see the psychics and gather in the street.
And a dead woman with children.
There was a woman who died with her children.
2 children.
Yes, yes.
I see the child here, and
Yes, yes.
a car hits him.
My son was killed too. He was 5.
There were lots of accidents here.
4 young fellows crashed in a car there. Their heads got torn off.
The investigation brought the psychics to the highway of death. So many accidents on the same site.
There could be 2-3 accidents within a single month. One day, 5 people died at once. They had terrible fractures of their legs and skulls.
Whenever 2 cars collided, there were always 2-3 bodies.
Look at this road. No potholes. The marking is clear. Then what could be the cause of so many accidents?
Those people always saw something. You know, it feels like when a person drives, they see a sort of glint or flash. I was sure it was the same spirit as we saw in the video next to Renata.
A driver said that he felt something grab the steering wheel while he was driving. Something grabs the wheel.
And some shadows cross the road. They can distract drivers suddenly.
We were also going to contact you.
There was another question. Whose spirit was that, and what did it want?
Female energy. Renata, tell me, please, where did you see this woman?
It turned out that Renata first had the nightmare about the woman in white at the nearby hotel, where she and her parents stayed while their house was being renovated.
Then we stayed at the hotel.
The locals go there with the clairvoyance.
I feel the presence of the energy that we saw in your yard.
The hotel owner saw the crowd and our crew and went outside.
My name's Roman. Welcome.
I feel the connection with this spirit.
We had guests who took pictures in our yard. And when they returned for another vacation later, they showed us the photos, and there were silhouettes, like angels in them.
It turned out that the locals witness paranormal phenomena in the area quite often.
Does this mean that anybody who sees it is in danger?
A famous actress stayed at our hotel. She was visiting on a tour. She said she saw a big-eyed young woman bricked up in the wall of the hotel.
Anybody who sees her is in danger. They die suddenly or commit suicide.
The locals claim many people committed suicide here, and they killed themselves without any obvious reasons.
4 people hung themselves within a single year. It is insane.
My neighbor said her husband saw some lights and went into the woods after them. He said he was after the lights, but then he was found hung in the woods.
I was sure it was the same spirit that was haunting Renata. It caused all those terrible car crashes and suicides. It's over there. I'm being told it's over there.
There's a junction there. One way leads to the woods and the other to the castle. In the woods.
As it turned out, there's a place called the Nevytsky Castle several kilometers from here. It was built in the 13th century, and now it's partially ruined. The locals believe that all the strange things that have been happening here are connected to it.
I saw it over the castle, but at first I didn't get what it was. I got scared because it looked like an angel with its wings spread. It was a snow-white shadow that was flying in circles over the castle, and then it disappeared.
It belonged to Elizabeth Bathory. Have you heard of her? She was nicknamed the Blood Countess. If I'm not wrong, she's listed in the Guinness World Records as the most cruel woman in the world. She's said to have about 650 victims.
According to historical records, Elizabeth, whose Hungarian name was Erzsébet, came from the noble Bathory family, related to a Polish king.
Elizabeth Bathory's family owned about a third of all the lands of the then Kingdom of Hungary, including the area in the modern-day Transcarpathia, where the Nevytsky Castle stands.
After losing her husband, the woman was said to have become a serial killer.
Cruel execution of virgins from noble families are attributed to her. It's said that, on some of Sorceress's recommendation, she took blood baths to save her youth and beauty.
There are many films about Elizabeth Bathory. But what does the Blood Countess want from the locals?
We've got to drive her out of here or she'll bring more deaths.
I have a feeling that somebody's watching us from over there.
I feel the presence of a female spirit. She's watching and she's following us.
I'll recite the prayer over the salt and make a circle, and you close it. And I'll need candles.
It won't burn.
It refuses to. Do you see? Every time the wind blows.
You look at that.
It's terrifying. Stones started falling from the tower right on the heads of the psychics, the crew, and the locals. But these walls have been here for centuries, and crowds of tourists and locals visit the place every day. Nothing like that has ever happened here before. Can it be related to what the psychics were trying to do?
At that moment, I simply prayed nobody would be killed with a stone. It seemed a half of the wall collapsed.
We were shocked. I had so much fear for myself, Rubina, and the people. There were children there.
Did you see it? What is this? She's unhappy. Wait up, there's something strange here. Do you see her?
I don't see her, but I hear her. But I don't get what she's saying. Minden. Minden Hazuksak.
Is it some foreign language?
Yes, it's most probably Hungarian.
Does anybody here speak Hungarian?
Minden Hazuksak.
It's lies.
It's all lies. It's all lies.
Nobody understands what it could mean. What is the spirit of the woman guilty of hundreds of deaths trying to say?
While she had a husband, she was protected, but there was a man who hated her husband. The man held a higher title. He was probably a king, and so he told her, "Your husband is gone, and a woman can't rule so many lands. You will either give me part of them or marry another man." And she was shown the man she was supposed to marry, but she refused.
Wait up. Does it mean somebody wanted to deprive this woman of her land and castle?
The man was very rich. To take away her land and everything she had, he collected all the rumors and gossip from all around her lands. He was trying to convince everyone she was a killer, a sadist, a butcher.
This is why she told you. It's all lies. These lies are several centuries old. She's been labeled a killer for so many years. But it's not true.
How is it even possible? For centuries, everybody has thought of Countess Elizabeth Bathory as a cold-blooded killer.
And as a result, she was convicted and sentenced. I see a sort of stone sack.
We studied historical records and spoke to researchers who specialize in this topic until we finally found a man who studied the history of the Nevytsky Castle all his life. He thinks Elizabeth Bathory was accused and sentenced for no reason.
She was locked, bricked up in one of the towers of the Nevytsky Castle. She was delivered food through a small window. She spent 2 years imprisoned. Witnesses claim she lost her mind and sang and howled at nights. Just imagine being locked up in a tiny room where you can't communicate with other people.
Modern historians still study the materials of Elizabeth Bathory's trial. One of the latest theories suggests that the evidence presented against the Countess was unsubstantiated.
You can't bathe in blood, especially in a bathtub. Everybody knows blood thickens and can't be stored for a long time. That is, such baths couldn't simply exist.
Elizabeth Bathory died in misery, to which she was condemned by her relative, Count Thurzo, who was the man who wanted to take her lands.
Count Thurzo was in charge of the trial and investigation of Elizabeth Bathory's alleged crimes. He was also the primary witness. After Elizabeth Bathory died, he inherited part of her lands.
Do you remember the words, "If you blame the innocent, wait for stones from the sky"? Many years ago, people blamed and sentenced the innocent woman, and these huge stones and other manifestations. She didn't want to kill anybody. She only wanted people to pay attention to her. She wanted to restore her good name.
It's incredible, but we found that paranormal phenomena also occur around the Nevytsky Castle in Slovakia, which also belonged to Elizabeth Bathory.
After she died, she was buried at the castle wall. People say you can still hear piteous groans and horrific, wild female laughter there at night. Somebody cries and howls at nights in the castle, and burning fire can be seen through the windows. During the day, black cats walk inside it.
We need to release her and close the place with a circle. We need to connect the people and recite a prayer. Close your eyes and say the prayer for her. And bring a priest to consecrate this place.
I'm deeply grateful to the psychics for helping me sort it all out and understanding and feeling the stories of all the people of this village. Thank God we ruined the myth tonight.
Today's investigation will lead the psychics to a chilling secret of the British royal family. Who is really involved in Princess Diana's death? Don't miss out. The truth will surprise everyone. This is Tetiana Systalyuk from Ukraine. She is convinced that her children and beloved husband are being targeted by her late brother-in-law, Serhiy, who died 6 months ago.
He died after a vessel burst in his brain.
My brother was absolutely fine. He got up for work at 6 in the morning, as usual, but when he started dressing, he collapsed, and that was it.
Yet, no one could have imagined that after the funeral, the man's spirit would start appearing in Bohdan's dreams, calling him to the other side.
He appeared in my husband's dream and told him to follow him.
The next day, while Bohdan was working at a construction site, a sheet of drywall fell right on his head. He covered his head with his hand, in which he was holding a utility knife. The sharp blade cut his arm.
It cut all my veins and tendons. As a result, my 4 fingers are non-functional now.
Then the man's spirit appeared in the dream of Tetiana's eldest son, 15-year-old Denis. After that, the teenager suffered a very unusual seizure.
His eyes rolled back and he swallowed his tongue.
Denis was saved by a miracle. Doctors suspected epilepsy, but found no abnormalities or pathologies indicating this disease. He later told Tetiana that he saw a dream of his deceased uncle Serhiy, who told him that he too would soon be gone.
The psychics are my last hope.
2 of our strongest experts, a psychic from Azerbaijan, Kayal Alekperov, and a British medium, Anna Galliers, took on this case. However, just before Anna Galliers' flight from London to Kyiv, something quite out of the ordinary happened.
I'm having an emergency here. 2 planes collided on the runway of Heathrow, from which my flight was scheduled. All flights have been called off.
Back then, we had no idea that this investigation would lead the psychics to a tragedy that shook the entire world.
I was working with the photo of Tetiana's family, and the spirit of Princess Diana appeared in front of me.
Princess Diana? That's amazing! What connection could there be between an ordinary family from a Ukrainian village and the British princess?
She said, "She who you are trying to help is suffering from the same thing as I did. Help me, and I will help you."
My book told me, the one who collects heads is already at the doorstep. Hurry up! We've got to see Tetiana as soon as possible. Once I finished talking to Anna, my jinns told me something strange. Death can be stopped when you open the tomb. Could they be referring to Princess Diana's grave?
Princess of Wales died over 25 years ago in a car accident in Paris. Her crypt is located in the Spencer family seat in Northamptonshire. But what does all this have to do with Tetiana and her family? Olena Kurilova agreed to help Kayal Alekperov.
I had a strange dream of a man in a red cloak or cape. and he was holding some kind of letter in his hand. It seemed like a plan for a murder. What happened here? Blood. Look, blood. Do you have a first aid kit?
As soon as the clairvoyant mentioned some deadly force, the metal curtain rod fell on Khayal Alekperov and cut his face.
It's okay. It's just a scratch. But now I'm even more worried about this family. We need to tell Tatiana to take her children to a safe place during the investigation tomorrow.
The next day, on their way to meet with Tatiana, Khayal Alekperov shocked everyone even more with a vision he'd had.
Olena, I can't believe it. The spirit of the Bulgarian clairvoyant Vanga visited me in a dream. It was the first time in my life when she appeared to me, and she said a strange phrase, "Unveil the secret of the little girl. Her secret brings death."
If I'm not mistaken, Vanga predicted Diana's death.
Olena Kurilova is not mistaken. On the day the whole world celebrated the wedding of Prince Charles and Diana Spencer, the Bulgarian mystic predicted Lady D's death.
This wedding will kill the girl. We will die together. She will learn about my death, but we will die together.
Coincidence or not, but the world-famous mystic and Lady D died in the same month, August. Vanga died in 1996, and Diana the following later.
Hello, Khayal? I'm on my way to Highgrove House, where Diana lived with Prince Charles. Maybe the energy of that place will somehow clarify what all these strange visions mean.
Meanwhile, Tatiana meets Khayal Alekperov and Olena Kurilova near her home. Her husband and children are currently with their relatives in a neighboring village.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello? My djinns say a strange phrase. The baby was supposed to die. Wait, Tatiana, this is your eldest son. He was supposed to die when he was little.
The labor went very difficult. He spent more than a week in intensive care. All the doctors said our only hope was God.
The expectant mother went through all the necessary examinations according to the plan. There were no threats to her or the baby. However, she couldn't give birth on her own, so the doctors induced labor. Because of this, the boy suffered a serious head injury.
The same force that is now hunting her husband almost took Tatiana's eldest son at birth. So, it's not the spirit of her brother-in-law that poses a threat to her family. A dead man, who seems to be bound to a building, is trying to take your son.
Could the answer lie in your house?
Let's go inside. I see the spirit of this dead man going to the children's room. He approaches the small crib and places his hand on your younger son's head.
Yes. He sometimes gets so exhausted before he finally falls asleep. He says something stares at him.
Does this mean the deadly threat to Tatiana's youngest son as well?
At that moment, I had a vision. It was like a collector gathering the heads of dead people, and a shelf with human skulls.
The spirit isn't just hunting Tatiana's family. He needs their heads.
What's that?
In the next room, the framed photo of Tatiana's daughter, Valeria, fell off the wall.
Your only daughter is also in danger. I feel that this spirit almost took her to the other side, and it had something to do with her head.
She grew up absolutely healthy. Then she had a common cold, and she started having headaches. The MRI showed a cyst that required surgery.
The doctors said that the girl had a cyst in the frontal nasal sinus, and it was in an advanced stage. The surgery to remove it was extremely dangerous for a little child.
I was so scared. I prayed all the time.
Fortunately, the surgery was successful, and little Valeria was miraculously saved. However, according to the doctors, the disease might return any time.
At that moment, I saw Vanga again, but it wasn't a vision. Her spirit appeared in front of me. She says, "A man is involved in the accident the woman was in." But I don't understand which accident she means.
The death card. A woman overturns. It's you, Tetiana.
It was winter. I was driving home from somewhere, and something ran onto the road. Something like a dog.
It wasn't a dog, but an evil killer spirit that caused the accident. The woman also suffered a head injury.
I had a concussion.
Tetiana was driving herself. She's a highly experienced driver. She says if she hadn't reacted in time, she would have died.
I sensed that the spirit hunting this family was bound to Tetiana, but I couldn't understand who he was.
The spirit of Princess Diana contacted me again. She says the accident was planned.
Tetiana also had an accident recently and almost died.
She who you are trying to help is suffering from the same thing as I did. Could it be that Diana was in an accident because of the same force that is hunting Tetiana's family?
My jinns are showing me a cross. It was in your car.
There, where the seatbelt is, a cross-shaped stain appeared, like something was poured on there.
Tetiana suffered serious head injuries because her seatbelt broke just before the trip. When she inspected her car later, she saw a strange cross-shaped mark on the belt.
It wasn't there when we bought the car or later on, and then it appeared.
It was a death mark, left by the spirit.
Diana is also showing me a seatbelt, saying it was the murder weapon.
According to the experts, Princess Diana's fatal injuries were caused by a broken seatbelt. Even more strangely, during her entire stay in Paris, Lady Di traveled in a car where everything was in working order. But on the evening of the fatal trip, the car for Diana and her friend was replaced for some reason just before they were to leave.
Is it possible that the tragic car accident that killed Diana wasn't a coincidence at all? But how did it happen then? And how is it connected to the accident Tetiana was in?
I see Vanga's spirit again. She says something strange. The dead warned about death. Your father knows about this, but he is already in the other world.
Dad died from lung cancer 9 years ago.
Did your father disturb the dead?
It turned out that Tetiana's father built the foundation of the house from tombstones, which he personally brought from the nearby Catholic cemetery.
When Dad was already sick, he took my husband and said, "Look, these are monuments, parts of graves. Take them apart and take them away from here. They bring nothing but misfortune."
Is it possible that the spirits of the dead, whose graves were disturbed, are now seeking revenge on the family?
Did you live in that house?
I did.
With your family?
Yes, yes.
We need to go there.
On the way there, Tetiana called her mother and informed her about the arrival of the psychics. After her husband's death, the woman lives in the house alone.
What's your name?
Lyudmila.
The pain your father felt before his death was the price for disturbing the graves. But in the other world, he can't find peace because of your broken heart. Lyudmila, you loved him so much, but he loved another woman his entire life.
Yes, they used to date.
It turned out that before meeting Lyudmila, Tetiana's father was madly in love with another girl, and he was even going to marry her.
Her name was Lydia.
Vanga is telling me the mother's prohibition ruined destiny.
Yes, my mother-in-law.
Your husband's mother forbade him to marry the girl he loved.
It turned out that Lydia was from a poor family, and the young man's mother wanted a better match for her son.
I worked at the hospital, and she wanted him to marry a nurse.
To find the key to solving these two stories, Anna Galliers works in the estate where Diana lived. and she senses that the mother's prohibition was also involved in the princess's death.
Diana says, "I hoped he would love me. But it turned out he hated me because his true sweetheart wasn't around. But it wasn't my fault. It was his mother's decision."
Prince Charles wanted to marry Camilla Parker Bowles, who he really loved. But his mother, Queen Elizabeth II, claimed that she didn't have the necessary title for marriage, and as such, she was categorically against her candidacy. Then she forced her son to marry Diana Spencer from a well-known British family, who was related to Winston Churchill, the former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom.
Vanga says, "Find the secret child." What does it mean?
That woman your husband loved, Lydia, was she pregnant?
Yes, she was pregnant. By him. She gave birth to a boy, but she abandoned him.
Lydia signed a refusal of the baby because she couldn't raise her son alone, nor had she told his father about her pregnancy.
So is it the secret child Vanga was telling Kayal about?
We couldn't even imagine how similar the stories of Tetiana's and the British princesses' families were, as, according to Anna Galliers, Diana also had a secret child.
The spirit of Princess Diana is telling me, because of what they did to my body, no one found out about my unborn child.
Was the British princess pregnant? It turned out that Diana's body was embalmed the day after her death, which prevented the forensic experts from conducting a thorough examination. It still remains a mystery who gave this order. Only relatives have the right to make decisions like that. And the only close relative who was with Diana in the hospital was her husband, Charles.
The spirit of the princess is telling me my daughter was the reason for my murder. Does this mean the car accident that killed Diana wasn't an accident at all, but a murder?
It's hard to believe, but a Muslim man, an Egyptian heir to millions, Dodi Al-Fayed, also died in the same accident as Lady Di. There were rumors that he and the British princess had an affair. The birth of a child from him in the royal family could have caused a real scandal.
Diana's spirit is showing me a picture of a man in a red cloak. He knows the truth. But who is he?
I see the spirit in the red cloak over there, in the window. This is the spirit that is hunting you and your family. He's beckoning me to follow him.
Let's go.
This is an ancient crypt, but why did the spirit bring the psychic here?
Many people are buried here, and they're all of the noble, wealthy lineage.
I saw the red-clad man from my vision near the crypt. He was holding a letter. It was a death list.
Diana is telling me that the man in red has a death letter. It contains the plan for her murder.
We couldn't believe what we just heard. However, 2 weeks after the psychic's investigation, Paul Burrell, Princess Diana's butler and close friend, by a strange coincidence gave a letter to the press in which Diana indeed wrote that she would be killed.
This particular phase in my life is the most dangerous. My husband is planning an accident in my car.
The circumstances of that night indeed raise many questions. All the surveillance cameras in the tunnel where Diana crashed were off.
Charles was indeed suspected of Diana's murder. Before her death, Lady Di began actively talking about his infidelities and extravagance, revealing facts about their family life to the press.
Strangely, when we found a photo of Diana's friend who gave her letter to the press, we were surprised to see that the man in the photo was wearing something that looked like a red cloak. However, the princess's friend is alive, while the psychics are talking about someone dead.
We need inside. Death can be stopped when you open the tomb.
He's in there and his family is with him. And he's crying.
According to historians, the remains of the family of the famous Polish voivode Fryderyk Sapieha rest in this crypt. This is incredible. As in all the portraits, the man is depicted wearing a red cloak. But how is he connected to Tetiana and her family?
Diana's spirit says, "Thank you for uncovering the mystery of my murder. I came here for a reason. My remains were disturbed."
Some British media found that vandals have repeatedly opened Princess Diana's crypt.
The mother of 3 you are trying to save is suffering from the same thing as I did because of the disturbed remains.
I see you as a little girl. You are holding a skull. It's from this very crypt. Did you take something from here?
I did. We were only kids. A friend of mine disturbed this crypt. He took out a skull and walked around with it, dancing.
And you played with the skull, too. I see it. You took something red from here.
A lamp.
What was your friend's name?
Volodymyr.
He's not alive.
He simply vanished without a trace when he was 13.
The boy's family still doesn't know what happened to him. He rode his bicycle to his grandmother's village and disappeared. Neither he nor the bike was ever found.
Those who disturb the dead must pay for it. The relatives of this man in red have no peace in the other world because you disturbed their remains. And that's why your relatives suffer from head injuries. Because you desecrated the skulls of the dead. The first to be punished for this was your friend. And you and your relatives could be next.
I beg you, please help us.
You need to ask for forgiveness with all your heart.
I'll perform a ritual so that those whose remains are buried here can now find peace.
With all my soul, I apologize for disturbing you.
Blow out the candle. The key, the lock, the tongue. Amen.
Now you must bring here a lamp that is similar to the one you took.
Thank you.
What an incredible story. It's amazing how human destinies can be intertwined even after death. A poltergeist is terrorizing a family. Where did the supernatural force come from? And will the psychics be able to stop it? Don't miss out. The investigation that will shock even the psychics. A typical rural house in Ukraine. At first glance, it looks no different from any other, but you may find it shocking to find that nobody would want to step inside these walls.
We all hear noises. Footsteps, banging, tapping, knocking on the windows.
The door opened and shut, as if someone had done it, but no one was there.
A chunk of meat flew right in front of my eyes.
This is the home of the Makarenko family. Volodymyr works in construction, while his wife, Lilia, is a homemaker. They have 2 adult children. Their 22-year-old son, Maxim, is a graphic designer. He was the first to experience strange occurrences in the house. It happened 6 months ago.
I was working at the computer when I heard footsteps, but I was completely alone at home. The footsteps continued. I moved from my desk to the bed. Then, out of the hallway, something ran past my legs. It jumped onto the bed and rustled the blankets. There were clothes lying there, and it seemed to crawl under them. I thought maybe it was a cat or a dog, but when I checked, there was nothing there.
But what happened next is almost unimaginable.
The bed started sinking like someone was sitting down on it, and the blanket started rising. I reached out, pressed it down, and it felt normal, but my mind couldn't make sense of it.
The unexplained occurrences lasted all night. Maxim even started questioning his sanity, so he told no one. But soon, his parents would witness something just as unexplainable.
We were lying in bed when we heard something running across the attic. At first, we thought it was a mouse, but mice don't make stomping noises that loud. I convinced my husband to check. He took a flashlight and climbed up, but there was nothing.
The strange noises in the attic continued every night. Over time, they became a full-blown racket.
I don't understand. Could it be magic? Something supernatural? A curse?
2 weeks ago, the eerie phenomena in the house started happening right in front of everyone's eyes.
It's scary to visit them. One day, the bed started shaking suddenly. Objects in the kitchen move on their own.
Something white suddenly flew past. I turned, but there was nothing there.
It was pale gray. I wouldn't call it a creature. It was more like a shapeless cloud, a section of space that stood out clearly from everything else.
Mist and someone's silhouette. And I cry because I can't find an explanation for it.
Out of fear and desperation, the woman turned to the psychics for help.
Nobody knows how this will end. Anything could happen.
Psychics Olena Kurilova and Zaman Sipatayev took on the case. With uneasy feelings, the psychics approach the House of Misfortune. Anxious Lilia greets them.
Hello?
Hello. My name is Lilia. Please come in.
Lilia's husband is currently at work. Her children are home. Maria has been eagerly awaiting the psychics. Maxim, on the other hand, spent another sleepless night tormented by the eerie sounds. And now he's resting in his room. Can the psychics help them?
This house feels strange.
This is your ancestral home, right?
Yes.
Lilia has lived in this house all her life. She inherited it from her parents. Nothing unusual has ever happened here before. So what force settled in 6 months ago, terrifying this ordinary family?
I feel movement. Like something is lurking, above me, on the ceiling, on the roof.
Hangs, like fog, a black mist.
So there really is something, or someone, on the attic. But what?
There were 4 of us in the room. Me, Zaman, Lilia, and her daughter. But in reality, there was a 5th presence. It was above us, and it was listening closely. I didn't know what it was, but I quickly changed the topic to avoid angering it and to prevent harm to anyone. Endless illness. I sense a severe chronic condition, a serious one. It confines you. It ties you to the hospital.
Maria is 20. For the last 4 years, she has been gravely ill.
She was officially acknowledged handicapped. She has stage 4 chronic kidney failure. There's no chance of recovery. Her kidneys can't be saved. She is on dialysis.
When you first heard the diagnosis, you didn't believe it. Look at her. She looks fine, doesn't she?
Yes. Until she was 16, she barely ever caught colds.
There were never any signs that something was wrong. I had no health problems at all.
Maria's family discovered her severe illness by pure accident 4 years ago when she was first hospitalized with an ear infection, acute otitis.
It turned out that both of my daughter's kidneys had failed. The emergency doctor said she could have died.
Maria was on the brink of death and never even suspected it. But how could this be? Patients with such a diagnosis usually experience unbearable kidney pain.
Doctors don't know what caused it. We never found out. We still have no idea what happened to her.
How someone young and healthy could suddenly and silently develop such a terrible disease remains a mystery to everyone. To survive, Maria must undergo dialysis twice a week.
Her life was so vibrant. And then she became trapped within 4 walls.
Before her kidney failure diagnosis, Maria danced. She was really good at it.
She was obsessed with Eastern dance. She even wanted to study choreography at university.
But those plans never came true. Now, Maria can't even work at a computer, let alone dance.
For a long time, I missed it. I tried to keep fit at home, so I wouldn't lose it completely. Sometimes, I dance for myself.
It turns out that Maria's brother, Maxim, is also seriously ill. 5 years ago, he broke his leg. The complications from that injury still trouble him.
We spent a month in the hospital with a cast. Then, at home, he had to keep the cast on for another 3 months. Now, he can't walk without a cane.
Honestly, it's a miracle that he survived. I feel that even a slight pressure on his body, his back or arm, could cause a severe bruise.
Yes.
It's related to blood, something about blood.
This is unbelievable. 2 children in the family, and both are incurably ill. Maxime has hemophilia.
To put it simply, hemophilia is a disease in which the blood does not clot.
Hemophilia is often called the royal disease because many members of royal families suffered from it. Due to the need to preserve noble bloodlines, they frequently married close relatives.
I have a severe form. Severe means less than 3%.
In Ukraine, there are currently about 1,500 patients with hemophilia A and B.
Severe forms are twice as rare.
Pain everywhere. His entire life is filled with pain.
Hemophilia itself doesn't shorten a patient's lifespan, but it significantly increases the risk of death due to uncontrolled bleeding after an injury.
Any physical activity or impact, and it always hurts.
If someone with hemophilia falls, the resulting hematoma keeps growing. For an ordinary person, it might be a small, barely noticeable bruise. But for a hemophilia patient, hematomas can become massive.
Every day is a constant battle for this young man against pain and against a world where any careless movement could cost him his life.
This house is the only place where you are safe. Nowhere else.
Maxime has never left his home for more than half an hour. He never attended school nor visited friends.
You read a lot, you study things.
I've been studying, yes, because I have no choice. I can't work physically.
Light from the screen, you work with a computer.
Yes, a computer. I earn money with it. I manage a bunch of different websites, advertising, and things like that.
It's incredible. Despite his quiet nature and physical constraints, this young man managed to study and build a career without leaving his home. He works as a graphic designer, earns well, and recently bought a car. Unfortunately, he can't drive yet, as his leg injury still hasn't healed. Maxime tires quickly, so now he needs to rest. He heads to his room.
The force, it's becoming active.
It's ancient. The force is old. Who's there?
We're not expecting anyone.
It was outside that window.
Let's take a look.
What's that? Is something burning?
I don't know what it is. We were inside when there was a loud banging on the window. We rushed out and saw that my entire yard was covered in smoke.
Smoke is filling the yard, but there is no fire. Where did it come from? What's happening?
Lilia, Maria, let's go. We saw a strange image, but it dissolved, like mist. Let's walk around.
My head hurts.
A collapsing tower. This is someone dead.
They're bleeding, completely drenched in blood. Let's go over there. My ears are ringing.
Did you call me? Tell me, was it you? I saw a body, covered in blood, convulsing in its final moments. But he was calling to me, to Zaman and me. Why? I think it was trying to deliver a message from the world of the dead. Spirits of the deceased often use birds as messengers. I saw a wounded black raven, one of the most ominous symbols, a harbinger of death and tragedy.
But who is trying to warn the psychics? And about what? They approached a nearby house.
Do you know these people?
No.
A spirit of a man approached us and pointed toward one of the houses. He said we must go inside. Hello.
Hello.
What's your name?
My name is Olena.
I'm Olena too, and this is Zaman. We saw a spirit. that brought us here.
Please come in.
You live here with your mother, your husband, and your child.
Yes.
Tell me, has your father passed away?
Yes.
What was his name?
Serhiy.
The death card fell out of the deck. This is the spirit who summoned us here.
So the psychics were brought here by the spirit of this woman's father? Could it be him causing chaos in Lilia's home for the past 6 months?
The spirit appeared to us as a bird with a broken wing. That happens when someone is beaten. My mind suddenly blurred. What is this?
He was beaten badly.
He spent a week in a coma, and then he was acknowledged handicapped.
He lived a few more years.
Yes, 3 years.
Olena's father died at 33, leaving behind his wife and 2 young children. But what happened on that terrible day? Who brutally beat the man, and why?
His mother was a seamstress. She made him a leather jacket, like the ones in magazines. Back then, in the 80s, not everyone could afford it.
Friends, neighbors, everyone was consumed by jealousy.
He was walking home when his own friends attacked him. Over a jacket. It's so awful. My husband lost his life because of someone's envy.
This is simply mind-boggling. But why did Olena's father's spirit lead the psychics to his house? And what does this have to do with the terror unfolding at the Makarenko's home?
All right. Serhiy, what would you like to tell your daughter? He says, stay close to your husband. Beware of gossip and rumors. Do not be too open. Be silent. Don't talk. This woman's father and brother suffered due to human envy. Her father's spirit returned to this world to protect his daughter. It is an extraordinary, rare display of fatherly love. He says he loves you so much.
I'm so grateful.
I am certain that Olena's father's spirit had long been wandering near his home, unable to reach her. So he led us to this house.
We're sorry if we disturbed you.
May God help you solve your problem.
Thank you.
There is no connection between your families. Suddenly, the spirit of the man who brought us there told me, find the woman and the man, and pointed toward Lilia's house. We had to return to the house.
Volodymyr has returned from work, and he and Maxim meet the psychics there.
Hello.
Hello.
I just got back from work. I worry about my wife and children.
This is your second husband? These are your children?
Yes?
But there is a deceased child from your first marriage.
Yes, it's true.
From your first husband?
Yes.
He was your firstborn, wasn't he?
Yes.
It turns out Lilia's first marriage ended in tragedy. Their firstborn child died, and the couple could not overcome the grief.
I see an image. He was born alive and healthy. I see you holding him. But time passes. Very little time. And he is taken.
He died after just 10 days.
Doctors never determined the diagnosis. But how is this connected to the supernatural events tormenting the Makarenko home?
I want to pour wax and see what emerges. I now understand the problem stems from you. You will hold the bowl. Let me pour and see what it is. Hold hands. Close your eyes. Zaman, look, the house.
Yes.
Your home. But here's what comes to it. Spirits of your ancestors. They are coming, all at once. Imagine how many generations are tied to each family. Not 10, not 20, but hundreds. They're trying to warn you. Your bloodline is dying out.
My firstborn died, and so did my mother's. My eldest brother's son had a brain tumor when he was in kindergarten. My other brother, Sasha, has 2 daughters. The eldest battled tuberculosis. She couldn't walk or eat. Nothing. She had to be carried everywhere, even to the bathroom because she was too weak.
It's unbelievable. And recently, Olena's niece almost survived, too.
My sister's eldest daughter was given a vaccination in kindergarten. She ended up in intensive care and nearly died.
The family truly seems to be dying out, but why?
A pregnant woman. She's very beautiful. She's your blood relative, connected by the female line. But this was long ago, many generations back. She was noble and wealthy. She had status. She was from an aristocratic family and had a title.
Surrounded by luxury like a castle, a palace.
She was not from here.
I see a man entering her room. He's at least 20 years older than her. They are connected by blood.
Like her brother, her own blood, or perhaps her cousin.
Blood relatives, a sin. A child was conceived.
The sin of incest, you see. That pregnancy led to the birth of a girl. From her, your female lineage descended. Did you know this?
I had no idea.
It was generations ago, and the blood disorders stem from this.
This is unbelievable. A lineage born out of incest?
Normally, ancestors serve as guardian angels. But in your case, your ancestors angered the lineage. They stripped you of the protection. Incest is an immense sin. First, it leads to genetic diseases of varying severity. Second, a child born from incest lacks a guardian angel. They enter this world unprotected. That is why every child in this family either falls gravely ill or dies. The sin of incest strikes your children, and its goal is to end your bloodline. And remember earlier, we mentioned the man and the woman? The man and the woman are the siblings, the brother and sister who conceived the girl. That girl became your ancestor, carrying the female line. This was common among nobility.
Well, hemophilia. People say it's the royal disease.
Strangely enough, medical experts suggest that genetic conditions like this could indeed be the result of inbreeding.
People are not to blame for how they were born, but we carry the karma of our lineage. You need to go to church to activate the forces that will help you. You must pray.
Mom, tell them, why do you feel discomfort toward the church? Why are you afraid of it?
It's a terrible feeling. I can't bring myself to enter. I know I should, because of the children, because of their illnesses. But I just can't. I don't know why.
Mom can't go to church because family lacks guardian angels. But you need to help the forces protect your children. This requires action. You must offer atonement for the sins of your ancestors, take steps, and ask for guardian angels.
Thank you so much for coming and helping us understand.
Stay strong. Stay strong, my dear.
Thank you.
Lilia must pray a lot, and her entire family must turn to God. They should ask the Lord daily to ensure that their descendants never suffer the misfortunes they have endured.
We'll try to correct the sins of our great-grandfathers.
A mysterious death of a mother of two? Could a supernatural force have driven the woman to the other world? What secret are the victim's relatives trying to hide from the psychics? Don't miss one of the most dramatic investigations by the psychics. A small Ukrainian village. This boy's name is Vlad. He's 5. And this is his 13-year-old sister, Darina. The children spend their summers with their grandmother, and then their father takes them to the city in the fall. Last year, their mother, 30-year-old Irina Osipchuk, passed away.
Losing your child is the most terrible thing ever.
Irina worked as a baker at the local bakery. The night before her death, she was doing a night shift when she suddenly received a call on her mobile phone.
When she answered, she talked in a raised voice, got angry, and then threw the phone at the tiles, shattering it. Then she took out the SIM card and started chewing it.
She chewed her SIM card until it broke.
Nobody knows who phoned Irina or why. However, after the call, she dropped her work and left without finishing her shift, but she never got home. Early in the morning, she appeared at her parents' house, 12 kilometers from the city where she worked and lived with her husband and children. A few hours later, her parents found her dead in bed, with her veins slit on both wrists.
I called an ambulance. I screamed, "Hurry up!" I didn't know what had happened.
How could this happen out of the blue? She was a loving wife and a good housekeeper.
According to the official version of the police, Irina committed suicide. Apparently, she took her father's razor blades, slit her veins, and lay there, bleeding to death. However, no explanation has been found as to why she might have done this.
My sister was a wonderful housekeeper. She cooked, she did the laundry, and always kept her home clean.
The family are still haunted by questions. Why did Irina come to her parents in the middle of the night? And why did she die such a horrible death?
She was such a life-loving person. She was always happy. I can't believe she did this.
The family doesn't believe that the loving mother could have committed suicide and left her underage children behind. However, before her death, the woman seemed to be in a kind of trance.
Some evil force simply worked against her, did its part.
Psychics Olga Kalinova and Yakiv Schneerson will attempt to clarify if it's true.
Olga, what's wrong with you? Driver, stop! Are you unwell, Olga? What did you sense?
I need fresh air. I felt sick because I sensed all the pain the woman experienced before her death. It was horrifying. I felt like I was bleeding myself.
I see that before Irina's death, a woman was chasing her. But I don't understand if it was a living woman or a spirit or some entity.
And I see a large square. There are many people there, and it's like someone is being led to execution. They're going to execute a woman, and the people are watching. Among those condemning her is another woman. I don't see her face. But then she raises her head, the hood falls, and do you know who I see? The woman whose death we're investigating.
Come in. Hello?
Hello?
I need to work.
Olga Kalinova is using a strange tool today. She says she received it from a Tibetan colleague.
I'd like to check something in the yard.
Meanwhile, Yakiv Schneerson goes to the house where the tragedy occurred.
I saw a man's spirit wandering around in the yard.
Olga? Olga, come here. Please tell me, did she die here?
Yes.
Irina arrived at her parents around 4 in the morning, but she left work at 8 the previous evening. Nobody knows where she was for 8 hours and why she didn't head home. She was acting very strangely, ignoring any questions. Her parents simply decided to put her to bed. Her husband was supposed to pick her up the next day after work, but she died by morning.
I see a man. He enters and he's pacing around here.
Olga Kalinova saw the spirit of a man in the yard, but who is he? And is he somehow connected to the young woman's death?
A man found her.
Her father.
There's something with his throat. He's pointing at it.
Yes, he had a tumor on his carotid artery.
Unable to bear his daughter's death, Irina's father passed away from cancer a year later.
He loved her a lot. The grief of losing his daughter ate him away from the inside.
He didn't discuss it with us. Whenever we brought it up, he started crying.
The man also blamed himself for not sensing anything that terrible night and for not hiding his razor blades. But what caused Irina to do such a horrifying thing? Who phoned her before her death and why? Where was she for half the night? Why didn't she go home to her husband and children? Olga Kalinova asks to leave her alone in the house, and Yakiv Schneerson goes outside with Irina's mother and sister.
I see the day when it happened. You know, she walks in, and she's restless as if something is taking possession of her. She's not herself. It's like there's an internal conflict going on inside her head.
Yakiv!
Olga, what is it?
Over here!
What happened?
The psychic's nose starts bleeding. What happened?
I tuned into the last moments of Irina's life and felt all the pain she was going through. I had the feeling that she was alone in the world. It seems like there was some kind of explosion in your daughter's head.
She arrived in a taxi, lay down on the bed, and covered herself. I said, "Tell me what happened. Where were you? And why are you here?" But she wouldn't say a word. I don't know what happened while she was at work. All I know is that someone called her. And after that, she smashed her phone and left work.
We need to go to the cemetery. It'll be easier to find out the truth there. She says some kind of force was pulling her there. It was so strong that it didn't let her live.
The family say that about 6 months before her death, Irina indeed became very strange.
She communicated with us, but at the same time, she was absent. Like her body was here, but she was elsewhere. Like her soul was gone.
I see a man.
He has fair hair cut short, and his eyes are light.
That's Irina's husband.
He hides his eyes. He shows bruises. She feels humiliation and pain.
He never abused her.
They were openly lying to us. I felt that Irina's husband beat her.
Irina's spirit is terribly anxious for some reason.
Because both her mother and sister were trying to hide something from us. He beat her, and I can't stand these lies.
He only hit her once in front of me. I only witnessed it once.
But it happened more than once.
Really? I didn't know that.
We need to talk to her husband.
He's at work now.
Do you have his number?
Serhi. The psychics would like to talk to you. No, he refuses to talk.
Before Irina's death, their relationship had deteriorated. When I understood this, her spirit told me, "Follow me, and I'll tell and show you everything."
Irina's spirit is calling us. Can we go where she worked?
The psychics are immediately heading to the bakery where Irina worked. Perhaps they'll be able to find out about the strange call, after which Irina smashed her mobile and ate her SIM card.
The first thing Irina's spirit told me about was her relationship with her husband. His interest in me faded. If I did something he didn't like, he'd beat me. He used to teach me like I was a child. I tuned into her. Her spirit shows me some internal betrayal. He seemed to reevaluate his values, and he became more interested in work and money.
He only wanted to earn as much money as possible.
The couple had a significant age difference. When they got married, Irina was very young, straight out of high school.
Her husband treated her like a child. He believed he had the right to shape her life as he saw fit. And this severely depressed her as a person. She would run away because she felt no support. She couldn't live like that because she wanted understanding.
Here, Irina found some salvation, and her profound loneliness ended.
I understand what you're talking about.
You see, she discovered a refuge of some sort. Do you understand what I mean?
I do get you.
6 months before Irina's death, her family noticed that she started talking to someone on the phone. Then, she started disappearing. As it turned out, she had fallen in love. His name is Tolik.
I told her, Irina, what connects you with this man? She said, nothing. But I heard her talking to him, and I secretly found his phone number and called him. I introduced myself as Irina's mother and said, what kind of relationship do you have with her? And he answered, I love your daughter. I asked, do you know she has 2 children? He said, I do. So I told him, as a mother, I'm begging you, back off and don't destroy the family.
You met the man.
I never saw him.
You were in his house.
I was there, but I only saw his mother. It's just that Irina didn't come home for the night. So I got worried and thought she was with Tolik. So I went to see his mother and we talked. I asked her to tell her son.
Not to ruin what she had.
Not to ruin her family.
We were trying to save what was left of it, despite it wasn't we'd like it to be. She attempted to conceal this relationship.
Because your family lived by certain traditions and rules, would you have understood her? She was confused herself, you know? Do you really think she did this because she was frivolous? Irina simply wanted to love and be loved.
We need to speak to that man.
Let's go to the place where he lives.
Do the Steppe Wars live here?
Why are you asking? No, not here.
But they do.
Good luck then.
Here, the first door.
Where do they live?
Don't film anything, goodbye.
As it turned out, these are Tolik's relatives, his aunt and uncle. It seems we can't talk to Irina's lover.
A woman's spirit emerged. What's your name?
I see the letter A.
I see an image of a woman with her hands folded like this. She's praying. And the prayer gives meaning to her life. She's drawing something with my hand. It's a place. Rocks. Like a fortress or something.
There's a fortress in the downtown.
It turns out, Oksana means the fortress built by Prince Konstantin Ostrogsky in the 16th century.
We need to go there.
Who is the female spirit whose name starts with an A that the psychic saw? And why did she call them here?
I feel her presence. She emerged again.
She's walking around us. She's wearing white. This woman is a widow. She married a man who was much older than her. She wasn't happy because he died quickly. She's over there now.
She stood there like she didn't know where else to go. She was obviously giving us a sign.
I see iron on her arms. And there's some kind of metal belt. She used it to suppress her love.
We consulted a historian. He identified the spirit the psychics described as Anna Aloysia Hodkiewicz.
She was born in 1600. When she turned 18, her mother started looking for a husband for her, and thus, she married Jan Hodkiewicz, the Lithuanian hetman. He was 60 and she was 19. A few days after the wedding, he left and went to Khotyn, where the Khotyn War was underway. He died in that war. After her husband's death, she wore a wire belt. People use such methods to control their vices.
She punished other women during her lifetime for what she thought was improper behavior. She punished them for infidelity and inappropriate conduct in society. She decided their fates.
After her husband's death, she had a very negative attitude towards secular life. Anna Aloysia presided over the noble court. People were quartered, had their hands cut off, burned with pitch, hanged, and had their tongues torn out.
At that moment, I didn't understand why the spirit appeared. What did Irina and Anna Aloysia have in common? The only thing that was clear was that both of them were very lonely.
I felt that Irina was extremely lonely. Everyone, even her closest people, abandoned her.
Irina's mother and sister do not confirm this information. However, the victim indeed stopped communicating with them some time before her death.
Oksana would reproach her, and after her mother started doing it, she retreated into herself.
Perhaps that's why Irina refused to explain anything to her parents on the night of her death, as she knew she wouldn't find understanding. Meanwhile, we still met with Irina's husband. He refused to speak on camera, but admitted that, on the last day of his wife's life, he had promised his mother-in-law that they would divorce, and that he would definitely take the children from her.
I told my mother-in-law that if we didn't divorce, I'd make sure she's deprived of her parental rights.
Serhiy said he wouldn't give her the children.
And the man she fell in love with and hoped for support from betrayed her at the most crucial moment.
Shortly before her death, Irina talked on the phone with Tolik. He really loved her, and he dreamed of creating a family with her. But lately, he had felt tremendous pressure from his and her relatives, friends, and neighbors. Everyone thought their relationship was sinful and that it was destroying her family. Tolik told Irina he didn't want to be with her anymore. Desperate, she smashed her phone and destroyed the SIM card. Then, Irina ran away from work. Tolik became an obsession for her. She was running around the city looking for him.
A while after Irina's death, her mother met Tolik, and he told her that on the last night of Irina's life, she called him several times from unknown numbers, but he didn't want to talk to her.
It hurts her now to open her soul to you, but she understands that she just wants to bend her knees. She says, "Hear me, sister."
I'm just mad that she left her children. You need to feed your children. You need to get them on their feet and raise them. You can't just leave and abandon them.
Olga, hold her.
Olga, bring water.
Water.
Bring water.
Water.
Olga, get up.
Olga, get up.
Get up, Olga.
I felt sick because I asked Irina what had happened, and she answered, I couldn't take it anymore. I lost contact with my husband. He would have taken the children away from me anyway. My mother and sister stopped communicating with me, and the man I fell in love with betrayed me. There was no point in living anymore. Forgive me.
May she forgive us for not listening to her.
For not understanding her, for not supporting her.
At some point, I saw the spirit of Anna Aloysia again, and I finally understood that she and Irina had something in common.
The spirits of Anna Aloysia and Irina are one and the same. After her death, Anna Aloysia's soul was reborn in a new body, in Irina's body.
Yakiv, the woman we both saw, was her.
However, when we looked at the portrait of the young Anna Aloysia Hodkiewicz, we were surprised by how similar she was to Irina Osipchuk. But what does this mean?
In the past life, Anna Aloysia condemned everyone for betrayal, and after death, her spirit was reborn in Irina's body. Irina had to experience human judgment to correct the mistake of her past life. If she hadn't committed suicide, her spirit would have moved to a new level. But now this soul will have to be reborn again and go through this hell once more. She has to go through this test to correct the mistakes of her past lives.
We need to release her. No one should be judged, because everyone has their reasons for acting the way they do. And we don't even know what will happen to each of us the next moment.
Forgive me, my dear, for everything. I am so sorry. Forgive me for not supporting you. I'm sorry that I failed to understand you.